Hey guys, for those watching this video right now, so I wanted to take this opportunity at this time to do this video because I wanted to take you through um, what happens when I personally am feeling anxious. And in this moment, I am actually feeling anxious. And what I wanted to realize is that anxiety does not always manifest on a physical level. But how I know that I am anxious right now is really because of the thoughts and how I'm feeling on an emotional and mental level. And I wanted to share that with you. So I I've been cycling through anxiety for the past couple of days, really. And this is a regular thing for me. It happens every month, and I have learned to um, recognize it. Sometimes it still throws me off, even after experiencing it so often. But sometimes it happens that I start feeling a particular way and I'm like, why am I feeling like this? And then it comes back to me, oh, I'm cycling. Um, so how do I know that I am anxious? Really, it's the my mental state and my emotional state. Right now, I'm worried and my mind is racing. So I have some targets, some goals that I'm trying to achieve, and it's happening upon the deadline. And I know that a lot of persons every now and then will experience that level of stress, I guess, when it comes to deadlines. For me, I am anxious about it. All right, so right now for me, all right, when you're in a state of anxiety, um, like I am right now, it's every problem seems insurmountable and every solution seems impossible. Right? So the problems seem bigger than they actually are. So, I'll never get this done. This will never happen. Everybody is falling out. Nobody is doing what they're supposed to be doing. So it becomes language like that. And that's what's going on in my mind right now. So, like, my God, everything is going wrong. Nothing is working out, right? And then when people or even yourself try to make suggestions or come up with solutions, it's like that will never work. That will never happen. That's a stupid, it works for everybody else, etc., etc. And it's just a constant cycle. And I know for me, if I give in to that, then I'm just going to shut the laptop, lock myself away, and just don't do anything else, because what's the point, right? And that way of thinking will then impact my emotional state, where I get down and depressed and woe is me and there's nothing right in the world, and the sadness and every other negative emotion becomes elevated. I become annoyed, irritated, bitter, everything like that, right? And I wanted to share with you that even though all of that is going on, there are ways to overcome it. The point of the matter is, you don't have to sit in it. And I have learned that I don't have to sit in it. So even though the thoughts are racing in my head, I have learned strategies to overcome, or actually to push through the thought. Even though it's happening, I have learned to push through. So one of the things that I did, even this morning, I got up and prayer, devotion, just setting my mind on God, right? There was a period of time when I was listening to a song and I was just meditating on the word of God and the beauty of God, and just praying and saying, God, I give this to you. I'm anxious right now. but I am giving it to you. I give you my cares, I cast my burdens on you, etc., etc. And I sit in that moment, and I sit in that experience, and just allow it to flow over me. I allow the word of God to flow over me, and the beauty of God. So what that helps to do is to just to push the thoughts to the back, and I consciously choose what to think about in that moment. And what I choose to think about in that moment is God's ability to accomplish, to choose to focus on what has happened already that is good, and God's ability to bring about the outcome that He has promised. So focusing and meditating on the word of God and what God says and who He says He is helps, right? So that's the first thing. The other thing that I do as well is that I answer the thoughts. I respond to them. I put them under cross-examination, basically. That's something that I learned from Dr. John Deloney. Put your thoughts under cross-examination. So when it comes, oh, everything is not working out, everybody is falling out, etc., etc., when those panicky thoughts, when those thoughts come that will put me in a panic, I question them. Is it true? Is everybody falling out? And the answer is no. Will everything not work out? And I actively search for examples of when it is that things have worked out, right? So I don't ignore the thoughts, you know. Ignoring the thoughts don't work for me, because ignoring them is they're just going to be in the background, still impacting my emotions and my mental state. So I don't ignore the thoughts. I refute them with other evidence, because what anxiety sometimes does is that it makes everything seem absolute. Like the bad is always bad, right? And that's not the case. Oh, it works out for everybody else, but it's not going to work out for me. That's like an absolute statement. No, and it's not true. The same struggles that you're going through, others are going through it as well. So I kind of have dialogue with myself to say, hey, I know you're feeling this way, but here's evidence that it's not happening. And it's a mental thing. And it's like I just say to the negative thoughts, all right, just quiet yourself, because what you're saying is not true. Quiet yourself, right? Another thing that helps is to just do work. So I have some targets that I am seeking to meet, and there is a step by step, and there are things that I need to do to get to those targets, and I'm doing them. So the activity helps. Being busy helps. Going and getting the work done, because anxiety will just it puts me in a state of inactivity, right? I have experienced debilitating anxiety before, crippling, where I just can't do anything because it's overtaken me so much. But what I do is doing the things that will get the results. That's what I do. So right now, I paused to do this video, but when I'm finished, I'm going to go back to doing the work. And I know that doing the work will get me the results. So that's the aim. So get up and do the work, basically. And that's just going to cycle throughout the entire day until everything goes, right? So I wanted to share that with you again as a way of encouragement, that you don't have to sit in anxiety. You don't have to sit in depression. There are things that you can do. And then if it becomes too overwhelming, I know that there are persons that I can reach out to say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, pray with me. Or if you just need to take a break and go outside, go walk, or, something, change of scenery, change of environment, that also helps. But I want you to know that you don't have to sit in the anxiety. You don't have to sit in depression. There are things that you can do that will get you out of it and help you to manage it. So wanted to share that. Hope it helps. Talk to you later. Bye bye.